Hey, Coach. Super excited you found us on YouTube. Couple things. First of all, go subscribe right now so you don't miss anything. We put up something every day. Great resources. That's the first thing. Second thing is go over and check out teachhoops.com for coaches who want to get better. If you want to win some state championships, you want to coach some professional guys, let me help you do that. Save time. Someone that's done it for 30 plus years. I'm here to help. Just go over and check us out at teachhoops.com, and let's head off to the video.
All right, welcome to Coaching Youth Hoops. Yes, it's a mouthful. Not as bad
Coaching
as
Youth Hoops.
Coaching Youth Hoops, man. That's what it is.
It rolls off the tongue though.
It does. It's better than the 5-minute basketball coaching podcast. I should. Yeah. Anyway,
It takes you 5 minutes just to say the name.
I know. I never thought of that. That was pandemic. I don't want to change it now because it's kind of got a little bit of, but it's like, it was one of those things like during the pandemic, it's like, oh, I could talk for 5 minutes and just give some advice. And anyway, so I'm really excited about this podcast.
I know you like this topic, which is
I do like this topic. I think this is a
practices.
topic that I get asked questions through Teach Hoops a lot.
Yep.
A lot.
It's tough because it's tough to create a great practice plan. It takes a lot of work.
Yep.
Right. Even at the youth level, I'm kind of known for my practice planning. I mean, I'd walk into a third grade practice when I coached third grade with two pieces of paper. One would have 5-minute drills on it all the way down the front page and what we were working on broken up by categories, and the other half were the actual drill itself, kind of drawn out. Okay, that's how you run this one, right? Because just so I look at it and see it, right? And
okay, so
coaches would laugh at me.
Yep, and I'm not, and this was not set up. So I promise the audience, I swear in my dogs and my wives and my kids' lives, this was not set up. Two things. First of all, first question is, do you have all your youth practice plans from when you were a coach?
Yes.
Okay.
In my Google Drive.
On your Google Drive. And did you draw? You probably didn't have fast draw. So how did you?
No,
how did you?
Fast draw.
How did you know the play? How did you? Was it on like a spreadsheet on a sheet of paper?
Some of it I just hand drawn, but others were I found the play on fast draw and I would just copy the PDF or other sites. Probably borrowed some stuff from you back in the day too.
Oh, so that's good.
Yeah.
Okay. My reason is, and again, not set up. I think we should get a product and help youth coaches with something like that, because I have a bunch of my old ones too.
Yeah, I totally agree. And if you'd want something and you're listening to this right now, just raise your hand.
Yes, shout out me.
Yeah, I believe me. If I had that you just handed that to me, and
I know that's why I was thinking that we almost have to convert that to some fast draw stuff.
Oh, so, right, yeah, that would take some time, but that would be,
or do it.
Yeah.
But if you're interested, if you're watching on YouTube, leave a comment. If you're listening on podcasts,
a great idea.
Send me an email at steve@teachhoops.com. If we get enough responses and people are interested, write youth hoops in the subject line. If we get enough, we'll maybe dig into that. If not, trust me, Coach Bill and I are plenty busy. We don't need more stuff to do. But if you're interested,
I knew that. Well, you always talk about this too, where you're coming in, your dad, mom just got done with work, running into practice, and you're like, I don't have anything planned. Or you write it down on a piece of paper and scratch something down and go in, or your phone and it's walking in, and it's.
Well, I can tell you from my little league days, I'm not a baseball coach. From my little league days, it was like every kid had to play 3 innings. So I was trying to figure out how to get 15 kids all in for 3 innings and not make it so, at least make it so we had 2 guys in the infield that could catch the ball, kind of thing. Right. They need a first baseman that can catch the ball. Yeah. It was a matrix I still wake up in cold sweats trying to do that lineup.
I imagine. Yeah.
Everyone had to have 1 at bat and 3 innings. And it's like, oh my God, how do I do this? How do I do this? How do I do this?
I was my son's assistant baseball coach, and all I was hoping during that whole time is the head coach wouldn't go down or miss a game.
I can believe that. Okay, let's walk us through this. Okay,
let's do it. Okay, so we're talking about how to structure a practice, what it looks like. 1 hour practice. We'll dig into, I think in future episodes too, we're talking maybe you have a couple baskets. Sometimes you have one, sometimes you have a full gym. right? Let's assume for this, we have a couple baskets for now. I don't think it really matters too much, but it's really important. I would break it down by, okay, basket 1, basket 2.
Right.
Over the top.
And sometimes you won't have 2
basket 2.
baskets. Some will have
some just
one.
have
Sometimes you'll have 4. So it's like a
Yeah.
weird thing. Yeah.
Or we would get to a gym and the times, somebody messed up the times and we couldn't get in. So I'm like, okay, now I got to do an outside practice with no hoops. Right. Then what do I do?
He's in California. We can't do outside practices.
We
in
love outside
Wisconsin
practice.
in the middle of December.
Oh, whoops. Oh, yeah. I forgot about that. We're playing outside year round. All right. So how do we structure a practice? All right. First thing I put on there, if you listen to last week's podcast, you'll know that our number one thing to teach in this age group, grade is grades 3 through 5 is what? Dribbling. Right. So, on an hour practice, they should have the ball in some sort of dribbling for 20 minutes.
Why dribbling and why 20 minutes?
I just think it's the most important skill. If they can get their dribbling down, it'll just open up the whole game to them. They'll be able to create shot opportunities, drive to the basket, be able to pass better. I mean, I just think it opens up and build their confidence. And I think that one is key.
Ooh, that's good. Yep.
Right. But I don't just sit there and, okay, left-handed pound dribbles, right-handed pound dribbles.
Right.
In this age group, have games for them. Right.
Yeah.
Now you can do some of that stationary dribbling type of moves, or up and down the court, just dribble with your left, come back with your right, whatever, crossovers, all that's great. But then go into games. When I say games, like we did King of the Court, which was just or King and Queen of the Court, depending on who was coaching.
Right.
Where you're just in the key and it's like dribble tag, right? I just call it King of the Court, but it's dribble tag really. Trying to knock the ball out from the other person to, last person standing wins. There's a game called
Pac-Man.
Called Chairs, and Pac-Man, right, is another one. They're just dribbling and shooting drills. Full court obstacle.
Oh
drill,
yeah, we had talked
right?
about the obstacle course thing. That's a great thing. And be creative, like I said. I think get a hula hoop and have them dribble around the hula hoop, and then it's a speed. Put them in 2 groups and have them. They'll. Oh my God, you'll think they'll be on an Amazing Race kind of thing. It's crazy. Yeah.
Oh, it's insane. If you just say, okay, who's the fastest one in here? Why am I? They all raise their hand. Well, okay, let's see. Right. So you just line them up and go. Right. Yeah.
Okay, so a third of the practice, you're saying,
third of the
dribbling.
practice is just dribbling, but not just the stationary dribbling. You're making games out of it at this age, and just getting the ball in, get them comfortable with the ball, both hands. Come up with just a slew of those for 20 minutes, and then getting into shooting. Okay, so now I'm gonna have an asterisk on this: is every shooting drill should also have dribbling incorporated with it, right? So you're working 2 skills there. And again,
I talked about that the other week.
Yeah.
Every drill should have more than one thing working at it. I agree.
But now at this age group, we're not, we might show them, you have partner shooting first, right? Show them the right form, beef, just look it up, right? If you practice that, there's other ways, I always say, thumb to the eye, or thumb to the eye, hand to the sky, and then follow through, right? So it's just that's how you release, right? There's a whole foot and leg part of that as well, but just keep it real simple for them.
Yes.
We line everybody up 2 lines partner facing each other, and we just do a little bit of form shooting. We show them the proper way to shoot a basketball, not at the hoop, but to each other. So you're kind of going back.
Because again, it might be a strength issue at this age. You never know.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. And again, I do not expect them then to go to the game and then shoot with perfect form. Absolutely not. That's not the point of that. You're just introducing that, you're moving on. But 2-footed layups, right? Their whole game is underneath the basket because they don't have the strength to shoot from the elbow for the most part, right?
Well, they think they do, but they don't. Yes.
Right.
Yes. Everything's 5 feet and in, probably. Yeah.
And your job at this point is really just to introduce these concepts and make them familiar with them. It's not to, have them be perfected in 3rd grade, right?
It's
by 5th grade, you should.
It's the
you should have that.
It's fun and fundamentals.
Yeah, fun and fundamentals. Yep. We put the FU and fundamentals. Can you say that?
Oh, yeah, sure. We can say that.
But yeah,
I
no,
can
we
still
put
hit
the
the clean button. I can still hit the clean
yeah.
button.
We put the fun in
podcast.
fundamentals. I mean, that's
Yes.
kind of how that used to be a tagline I used to say all the time. We put the fun in fundamentals because we wanted basketball to be fun. And I'll say it again on this episode is repeat what you said. It was don't be their last coach. So
It's so
Yep.
true. It's so
Yep.
true. It's so true.
next, then play.
Give me the time.
yeah.
Give me the time breakdown again. So
Oh yeah. So
that,
dribbling
okay.
for about 10 or about 20 minutes, right? In a mix of some stationary dribbling and then dribbling games. Okay. Then about 15 minutes of shooting and shooting games and contests and anything, right, that also incorporates dribbling. They're doing, layup or 2-footed layups, or they got to dribble. They have to do an obstacle course followed by a shot. I would spend maybe at most max of 5 minutes on form shooting and show them how to do form shooting. But again, we're max 5 minutes on that at this age, 3 to 5, right? 5th grade, yeah, you're gonna spend a lot more. 4th grade, a little bit more. 3rd grade, not, very little. Does that make sense? Are you with me so far?
Yep, I'm
All right.
100%. Yep, I'm just listening. And then you got the game. So that's what is everything up to the
So
game.
now we're
part?
about, what are we in,
80%.
about 30 minutes or so, 35 minutes ish right there. And then I'd allot 10 to 15 minutes for game stuff. 1-on-1s, 2-on-2s, 3-and-3s. I love 3-and-3 at this age group because you can work on a lot of things. Last week we talked about working on your pivots and passing, right? That 5-on-5 at this age group, too many kids get lost.
They do. And the thing is, I think it's a scale too. Games is less with the younger. I think you can increase games and work on skill sets as they get older.
Yep.
So I think the amount of games you need to play with, like games, I'm talking about like 1-on-1, 2-on-2, that, and I'm not talking about like dribble tag. I'm talking about the games at the end. I think that should be less for the younger and more of like dribble tag, fun thing that everybody can do kind of thing. And everyone kind of feels involved. But as they get older and closer to the end of elementary and closer to junior high or middle school, then I think you can do more of those because by then there'll be some sifting at that point. Kids decided to go be soccer players or going to swim. They're going to do other things.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a triangle. And the top of the triangle is who's going to start on your varsity team. There's a lot of kids that start out in 2nd grade and it kind of becomes a triangle at the peak up there. So that's right. I don't think you want to play 25 minutes of games 2-on-2, 3 with 3rd graders because it's just too much. Yeah.
It's too much. Yeah.
And you always need, and I'm telling you, it doesn't matter the age group. You should have a beginning, a middle, and an end too. Like you should pull them together. And this is similar to what we were talking about in camp. Same thing with the beginning of practice. Pull them together. We're a group. We're here. What are we going to talk about? How was your day? Oh, Mr. Collins, I found a marble on the playground. And it's like, great.
Yeah.
It's like the stuff they'll
Good
talk
point.
about is crazy, And then at the end, you do the same thing. Hey, what did we do today? Okay, we worked on dribbling. Is there any of that dribbling you can do at home? What could you do at home? Make sure you ask mom before you're dribbling in the house. Like all that kind of stuff. So, I think there's got to be the bookends to that too a little bit.
Yeah, and what I always teach my kids is at the end is always give high fives to everybody, each other, and the coaches, and thank the coaches, just common courtesy, right? Before you go out, give them a fist bump, out the door you go. And I just said, do that from now on. Do that from any coach that you encounter. Just fist bump at the end.
I know.
Even
it's
if they don't
weird. Like I
it.
handed out a test today, and they were saying thank you as I'm handing out the test. I go, why are you saying thank you? I'm just handing you a test. Thanks, Mr. Collins. Like, you're welcome. Here you go. Good luck.
Your stats test. It's
the AP and the AP test is in like 2 weeks. So thanks, Mr. Collins. It's like, well, you're welcome. Here you go. Like, all right. So let's tease what next week is. What's next week?
Wait a second. We got 10 minutes left on the a practice, right? So we're only up to about 40 minutes.
I thought we were done. I thought we were done practice.
Oh no, we got.
I'm ready to go home. Okay.
Almost. I'll be quick. Then pick some of these things to work on: rebounding, defense for sure, defensive stance. Same person.
I'm telling you, every week,
every
his
time.
phone. I'm gonna get a buzzer, like a blowhorn.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be what's his name from The Office with the blowhorn. No, it's funny. We don't cut this out though. This is
No,
real. This is
it's
us.
real. It's raw.
Literally, there's no editing involved other than me putting the intro in. We're just going.
My
Okay,
wife
go
has
ahead, Coach.
impeccable timing though. I used to speak I used to travel and I used to speak across the country, right? No, every time I'd step on stage, phone would ring.
Yours?
My phone would ring because I'd forget to turn it off, and I'm up on stage. Boom, she called. I'm like, oh my gosh, every time. I'm not kidding. I am not kidding.
Well, my
Every time.
my
Just like
wife
now,
was
so.
texting me, or
Yeah.
she was like emailing. She goes, "Your phone's on silent right now. I'm trying to get a hold of you." And it's like, "Oh, okay," because for some reason turned it on silent. But
Yeah.
all right. So where were you rebounding?
Pivots, rebounding on defense. Defense, obviously, you got to teach them man-to-man basics. We're teaching man-to-man between third and fifth.
In our Facebook group. That's a good lead into our Facebook group. I'll put a link down below. Coaching Youth Hoops. I'll get it out. Coaching Youth Hoops is the name of the Facebook group too.
Yeah.
I was thinking it was different, but anyway, that was a discussion point today, and you and I jumped into that one. Like, I think, yeah, pre-middle school, you should probably be just playing man.
Just
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
And then and again, you can mix this time up based on, as you get older, maybe a little bit less of the ball handling, but still ball handling. Don't get me wrong. Don't hear what I'm not saying on that one. Play a little bit more, add a little bit more shooting drills and things like that. And then the last thing I would say is just like spatial awareness on the court, where you should be, right? And how you should be together on the court, or where, how many feet apart. You obviously you don't do it by feet, but you would do it by, some other measure that resonates with the kids. Right?
That spacing. I think that's a good idea. All right. Now, what is our lead into next week?
We are going to talk about next week how to hire a trainer, what to look for. You're looking for a personal skills trainer, small group trainer, whatever it is. What to look for when you're trying to hire them.
I think that's a good. I have some questions on this. I do. I have some questions for you on this. I know you do. I do. You do it a lot more than I used to.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Till next week.
All right, Coach. Thank you.
Yep.
Good job.
Hey, Coach, so happy you enjoyed the video. Make sure you subscribe and like. Go over and check out teachhoops.com for coaches who want to get better.